What is ANKR, ANKR? ANKR starts as an answer that utilizations shared assets to give simple and reasonable blockchain contract facilitating arrangements. It was laid out in November 2017 and during its time on the lookout. It has constructed a commercial center for compartment-based cloud administrations using shared assets. This, thusly, furnishes engineers and undertaking clients with the capacity to handily convey blockchain hubs. Furthermore, at a lot less expensive cost when contrasted with public cloud suppliers. All things considered, facilitating blockchain hubs on ANKR eliminates any centralization issues and a weak link. Besides, public blockchains can partake in networks and give more help to their organizations. ANKR expects to fabricate a stage and commercial center for Web3 Stack Sending Foundation to empower asset suppliers as well as end clients to interface with blockchain innovations and DeFi applications. Note that ANKR's exclusive cloud framework works autonomously when contrasted with public cloud suppliers. It is completely upheld by geologically scattered server farms for expanded degrees of strength and flexibility. Who are the organizers behind ANKR? ANKR organization was established in 2017 at the College of Berkeley, California as a dispersed processing stage that exploits blockchain innovations. Prime supporter Chandler Melody functioned as a specialist at Amazon Web Administrations and filled in as president. While other Prime supporter Ryan Tooth functioned as a venture financier at Morgan Stanley. Chandler Melody acquainted Ryan Tooth with Bitcoin and blockchain during their most memorable year in 2014, where he conversed with him to purchase 22 Bitcoin together. In 2017, that Bitcoin turned into the seed that supported the ANKR project. Together, they perceived the capability of the distributed computing market as a foundation that could drive worldwide advancement. This drove them to the errand of making a less expensive decentralized cloud. What makes ANKR extraordinary? The ANKR organization was made to give a new blockchain arrangement that saddles the inactive processing force of gadgets and server farms all in all. A stage empowers the sharing economy, where any client can get to assets at a sensible cost, while likewise giving organizations the capacity to adapt spare figuring power that isn't being utilized. It is special in that it is quick to utilize dependable gadgets, subsequently guaranteeing an elevated degree of safety. The coin possesses the 98th spot among advanced monetary forms. Its ongoing cost is $0.09615. The most exorbitant cost it accomplished was $0.2252 on March 28, 2021. The most minimal value I came to is $0.0007108 on March 13, 2020. Grouping, token. Absolute stock, 11,380,744. More insights regarding the ANKR project. The ANKR network model is extremely encouraging, as it utilizes the conventional blockchain design, yet further develops the agreement instrument and motivating force framework. The group adopted this strategy to guarantee that the impetuses for big business-wide organizations were sufficient, and that a special arrangement of players would be drawn to the stage. By involving approval hubs in the block approval process, ANKR guarantees that network quality is kept up with and agitators are taken out. To guarantee that the right entertainers are chosen as confirmation hubs, ANKR utilizes a standing-based framework that channels entertainers in view of hubs' commitments, while execution testing is utilized for the impartial dissemination of figuring assets to the different entertainers. ANKR is one of a kind in that it utilizes Intel SGX as a center innovation part, which permits applications to run inside the actual gadget. This innovation is safer against some equipment and programming assault since it tends to explicit executions inside the equipment. As far as off-chain information handling, there is a local profit framework, NOS, that gives the exchange between on-chain savvy contracts and off-chain information. The NOS is secure and expects confirmation to further develop security. Information source security is additionally deftly overseen since the stage upholds all degrees of safety from no encryption to TLS 1.2 1.3 and Amazing Forward Mystery, PFS. The group comprehends that with Intel SGX innovation, they are entering a specialty market by making their organization subject to a dependable equipment arrangement. Because of the expense of the equipment, the quantity of clients ready to help the approval hub will be required. The ANKR Group has gone this course since they accept it will expand the security of the organization and the degree of commitment of agreement proprietors. Not exclusively will this lessen the gamble of entertainers getting the organization together with pernicious aim, however the group likewise accepts it is fundamental for the drawn-out improvement of the decentralized distributed computing biological system. Who is the group behind the ANKR project? ANKR Center Group comprises of 16 individuals, a significant number of whom are UC Berkeley graduated class. They have serious areas of strength for and in designing and specialized disciplines. Some have restricted showcasing experience, with a couple effectively building and selling different organizations prior to joining ANKR. There are likewise many task accomplices and advisors who have carried their business and enterprising aptitude to the undertaking. The ANKR Group has serious areas of strength for numerous, beginning with its organizer Chandler Melody, the last a UC Berkeley graduate in electrical designing and software engineering. He is the chief of ANKR and labored for a considerable length of time at Amazon prior to establishing ANKR. He was an early adopter of Bitcoin and driven the advancement of peer-to-peer land startup City Spade in New York. Stanley Wu is the second establishing individual from the ANKR organization, who labored for quite some time at Amazon as CTO prior to serving to establish ANKR. He was quite possibly the earliest designer at Amazon Web Administrations, which he participated in 2008, providing him with a profound information on distributed computing. He has likewise chipped away at the web group at Alexa and is exceptionally talented in start-to-finish improvement, program advances, web search tool advances and enormous scope disseminated frameworks. One more key part in ANKR is Ryan Tooth, who is likewise an alum of the College of California, Berkeley in Measurements and Business Organization. He is the COO of ANKR, having acquired significant experience as an information researcher at Credit Suisse and Morgan Stanley. One more noticeable individual from the Center Group is Melody Liu, ANKR's main security engineer. He moved on from Shanghai Jiao Tong College in electrical designing, however handled his situation at ANKR on account of his experience as a moral programmer, working with organizations like Microsoft to find programming endlessly messes with. Preceding ANKR, he acquired insight at Gigamon, a conveyed security stage, where he labored for quite a long time. Preceding that, he filled in as a senior specialist at Palo Alto Organizations, a computer programmer at General Electric, and a senior server designer at Electronic Expressions, and has over 10 years of involvement as a senior programmer and boss innovation official, LV6, at Amazon. An outline of the main highlights of the ANKR project. ANKR presents another structure for a blockchain answer for disseminated distributed computing. An equipment-based arrangement gives security benefits, yet it makes turning into a costly hub administrator. Over the long haul, this ought to be advantageous to the organization. Clients of distributed computing administrations can partake in a practical and secure arrangement through a simple-to-utilize dashboard. Financial backers can undoubtedly exchange ANKR cryptographic forms of money without agonizing over the stage's liquidity, on account of the consideration of three unique sorts of computerized tokens. The group is adopting an extraordinary and fascinating strategy to distributed computing, and it appears to be encouraging